Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Megz Moviez. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. And we are back with another Megz Moviez weekly watches, and it is safe to say I have certainly watched a lot more movies than I did the other week. And it's a mix of films as well. Just to pre-warn you, if you see me keep looking down, it's because I've got my list here, just so I can get them in the right order. But it is a mix of films. I have comedy, I have superhero, I have action, I have horror, I have animation. So there is a lot range here. But yes, so what I'm going to do is anything that I watched on a streaming service or in the cinema, I'll put posters there, even if I own them on physical, just for the simple fact of I just want to show off the physical media that I watched. So yes, I'm just going to move over to the side because I'll put the posters there for the streaming and then I'll pick up the physical medias when it comes to it. So yeah, so let's get into the movies that I watched this week. Okay, so the first film I watched this week was Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Had to do it. Sorry. Apologies. So the reason why I watched this one is because I am currently listening to a podcast on Spotify called The Villain Was Right. Now, if you like your villains, if you like movies, and you like podcasts, I'd seriously recommend this podcast to listen to because they are hilarious, they're funny, they go in depth, and I really enjoy it. So I thought, why not, whilst I'm listening to these podcasts, I'll watch the films afterwards. Because there's some films they've done that I haven't seen, and I thought, you know what, why not give them a go? But of course, with Wayne's World, I have seen this before. Not gonna lie, when I first watched Wayne's World, I was not a massive fan. I found it annoying. I didn't find it that funny. There was a couple of funny moments. However, I will say it has grown on me with every rewatch of this film. So I find new enjoyment every time I watch this. I don't find it annoying anymore. I find it hilarious. And yes, so I look forward to watching it a bit more and see if maybe my score will change. Maybe, like I said, every time I watch it, my feelings will continue to change, or it might stay the same now. Who knows? But at least now, my feelings have changed towards it. Then the next one I watched was a cinema, and that was Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So this was the sequel to, obviously, the first Shazam. And I won't say too much on it because I have done a review for it. So if you want to go and see my full thoughts, go and check that out. But I will just briefly say I actually really enjoyed this film. So much fun. And I would watch it again. And then the next two I'll do together because I've got it in a double pack. John Wick, Chapter 1 and 2. So I picked up John Wick, Chapter 1, 2 and 3 a while ago. And I hadn't seen it. But then John Wick Chapter 4, the trailer came out for that. And I was like, ooh, like the look of this. Okay, maybe see if my mum wants to watch it with me because we've been trying to watch a lot more movie franchises, things like that. So then we watched John Wick Chapter 1 and 2. How have I not watched this series beforehand? This is my kind of film. It's action. It's Keanu Reeves. It is fighting. It is literally action-packed. And I'll talk about the first one first. So the first one I well and truly enjoyed. Like, it threw me off the beginning of it, like how it was going to be. And then a certain thing happened and then it just all changed. And I just love this movie. It is so fun. It's action-packed. And I do like the fact that how he gets motivated to go back to his job. I don't like how it was done, but I do like how he had that motivation throughout the film. And it just made him such a badass. I need to watch more Keanu Reeves movies because he's just getting more and more badass as I watch his films. I also like the technical terms in this film. So, for example, if you have seen it, there's like a line in there that's, I'd like to make a dinner reservation for 12. And it's just like, you make it sound so normal, but it means something else. And I love that. And then John Wick Chapter 2. I did enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. Just for the simple fact of, because of the motivation behind the first one, you felt more intrigued into the story. Whereas the second one, yeah, it was fun to see a different side of it. Get more into the world of John Wick. But I think because it missed that emotional side of the thing, like the first one, it kind of missed out. But then the ending was amazing. I love the ending. It was action-packed for sure. And I also love how they ended it because it made me curious as to what the third one will be like. So when me and my mum get a chance, we will watch John Wick Chapter 3 and I will be watching John Wick Chapter 4. And then, flip of a coin, we go from action-packed to animation. Scooby-Doo, Where's My Mummy, sorry. I won't give my full thoughts on this because I have done a subscriber mail reviews on this. So if you want to see my full thoughts on that, go and check it out. But you know what? I actually didn't mind this film. It's Egypt, it's mummies, and it's Scooby-Doo. So I enjoyed this film. It's cute. Not sure if it would make my top 10, but it may make my top 20 of the Scooby-Doo movies. And then the next two I'll show together as well. So I watched 101 Dalmatians and 102 Dalmatians Patch's London Adventure. So I'll start with this one. So I did an original versus remake on this franchise. There will be a ranking coming up. I just need to watch Cruella and then my ranking will be up some point next week. But I will say I grew up with the second one more than the first one. So even though this one came out first, I had seen this one beforehand. So I really enjoy this film. I think the animation is beautiful. I miss hand-drawn animation. And the Dalmatians look absolutely amazing in this. Cruella de Vil, absolutely one of my favourite villains of all time from Disney. She's like in my top 10. I might actually do that, a top 10 Disney villains list, because I would love to know who I'd put in the top 10. But she would definitely be one. It's a fun little story, and I like the fact that they have a thing called Twilight Bark for the dogs. And yeah, it's a very fun movie and definitely one I would return to. And then with the second one, like I said, I did grow up with this one more. So I do actually find this really adorable. It is cute. Is it better than the first one? No, but it is close because I feel like it does stick to the story. You go back to the characters, you get some characters returning, things like that. And I like how it connects to the first one in the sense of Thunderbolt, because he was part of a scene on a TV show that they were watching in the first one. So I like how they connected that. And yeah, this is a fun, cute little movie. So I would seriously recommend this one. This is one of the better straight to Disney DVD sequels. In my eyes, anyway. Then the next one, I still can't believe this. I got to see Labyrinth on the big screen in my local cinema. Oh my god. Such an experience. I loved it. It's like my absolute favourite movie of all time. And I'm so glad I got to see it on the big screen. And yeah, you know my thoughts on Labyrinth. I just love it. So I won't go into any more details on that. Then the next one I do own on physical, but I ended up watching it on streaming just for the simple fact of I ended up going over my dad's, things like that. So watched it on streaming. And that is the live action 101 Dalmatians. So I grew up with the second animated film and this film. So the second one I didn't really watch until like a good few years ago. But I did watch the live action one quite a few times. And you know what? I actually quite enjoy this live action remake. It's fun, it's adorable, and the characters are fun. I think they picked the right people. Glenn Close, who plays Cruella de Vil, made it their own. They didn't copy the animated one. They made it their own, and I absolutely love that. But the remake is really good, and I would seriously recommend watching the remake for this one. And of course, carrying on, I then watched Wayne's World 2. Now, not gonna lie, it is funny. It's okay, but I will say that the plot didn't seem as believable as what the first movie was. Like, both of these movies are extremely random and things like that. But the second one, for me, I just don't think it's as good as the first one. I think it's very all over the place. I think it's a very weird plot. And some weird things do happen, which I get with a comedy film like that, they can do it. But for me, I preferred the first one over this one. Then the next one is a really random watch. Now, I watched The Founder. So this is the movie about how McDonald's got started. Now, the reason why I wanted to watch this is because it kept popping up on my TikTok, on my For You page. So I thought, it's Michael Keaton, it's McDonald's, I like my McDonald's. So I thought, why not give this a watch and see what it's like? Didn't realise McDonald's was founded in the way it was. But I will say it was a one-time watch for me. just for the simple fact of it's a biopic about McDonald's. I think it's one of those things that it's not like a celebrity one. It's not like Rocket Man or, you know, things like that, or Bohemian Rhapsody, where you could watch it again. It's about McDonald's. So I think once you've watched it, I think it's fine. I did enjoy it, but like I said, it will be just a one-time watch for me because, I don't know, just because of what it is, I'm just like, I'll quite happily just watch it once and that'll be it for me. And then, flipping over again, we go for a biopic about McDonald's to the Merc with a Mouth. Deadpool. Yes, so I watched this one because I'd finished listening to the Wayne's World episode, because it's the very first episode of the Villains podcast, and the next episode was Deadpool 2. So, of course, I watched the first Deadpool. I still need to watch Deadpool 2, so that'll be in next week's Weekly Watches. But I forgot how much I enjoy this film. This film is so funny. And Ryan Reynolds, he is the Merc with the Mouth. He was made for Deadpool. I love his character. I love all the characters in this film. They're hilarious. And I love the fight scenes. I love the fourth wall breaking. This is a different superhero movie. And I look forward to seeing what Deadpool 3 brings. Bit concerned because obviously it's now Disney owned. But who knows. But yeah, so Deadpool, still hilarious to this day, and I still love this movie. Then the next one, flipping over again, The Last House on the Left. This is the Wes Craven. I can't say his name properly without sounding weird. This is his first movie. I won't give my full thoughts on this because I did do a 52-week movie challenge review for this. But all I will say is, this will be a one-time watch for me, I think. I don't think I'd ever go back to it just because of the story, and I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what, I feel like watching a story about this. But it was a decent start for him, and I thought I'm glad that I finally can start working on his ranking, because I've been wanting to do a ranking for his films for a while, so at least now I can make a full start on it, knowing full well I'm not going to go back to this one anytime soon. And then the next one was 102 Dalmatians. This is the live-action sequel to the live-action remake. I will say for me, this one is not the best. Just for the simple fact of we've got new characters. We're not with the original 101 Dalmatians. None of the characters have come back, apart from Cruella and her butler. I think he is, like his butler, waiter. It was nice to see Cruella back. I think the only Dalmatian that actually came back was Dipstick. But they didn't really explain why he was away from his family. Like, why is he not with the other puppies? And it was a very weird story. So out of all the 101 Dalmatians films, this is probably one I wouldn't go back to all that often. It's a cute movie. It's not terrible. Like, I've seen worse films. But still, I wouldn't 100% go back to this one. And then finishing it off, yesterday, I watched Dungeons and Dragons. I watched this because I'm going to see the one that's come out this year, today, funnily enough. And I hadn't watched this in years. Now, I enjoyed this film growing up, and then I stopped watching it for a while. Also looked it up, and I didn't realise there were two other films kind of connected to this. Like, in the description it says it's a standalone sequel to this one. So I have actually brought those two, because you can rent one, but the other one you can't watch. So I've brought them off CEX because they were only like £1.50 each. So they'll be coming soon, and they'll possibly be in next week's weekly reviews, depends on what time they get here. But I will say the CGI is now dated. Like, I cannot believe. Back then, obviously, when you're a kid, you don't think about the CGI. But then as soon as, like, that first CGI dragon come out, especially when you're watching it on a 4K TV, it's very dated. Not gonna lie, the CGI looks extremely weird. But I will say, I still really enjoy this movie. I still cry at certain moments. I still laugh at certain moments. And I still really enjoy this film. And I'd happily go back to it, like, a bit more often now. Not sure how often, but if I'm feeling like a Dungeons & Dragons mood, I'll watch it. And then I will say I had a crush on this guy for ages, and then rewatching it yesterday, the crush has come back. But yeah, so this was the last film I watched this week. So yeah, so that's all the films I've watched this week. So like I said, they are a random amount of films. And then, like I said, today I'm going to see Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I'm going to try and watch a couple of other movies as well, because I'm going to be pre-filming and editing some videos for this week, because I've got 2 earlies that I'm on, and then when I'm done at an early at work, I kind of don't want to come back and film a video. I kind of just want to rest. So the plan will be to pre-film and edit Monday and Tuesday's video, so there's a couple of films I need to watch for those. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on the movies that I watched this week, and let me know what you watched. I'd love to know you guys' opinions. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!